What is going on, my subscriber, my friends, my families, strangers, subscribers, whatever, pass me buyers, whatever you are? But what is going on in my kitchen today? So I am making, funny story with this chicken. My mom calls me over to give me this chicken. She goes, Jesse, her English is really, really, really bad, but she goes, go in the refrigerator and look for this chicken. And I'm like, all right. And I go, which one? She goes, that one. She points it with disgust and like kind of like she's scared of it. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? So she goes, it says oven rooster. And I'm like, oven rooster? What are you talking about, Mom? So I pull the chicken out and I look at it. I go, Mom, it says oven roaster, not rooster. And she goes, what is that? I said, Mom, it just means that it's ready to go into the oven. It has that little pop-up thing that lets you know that the chicken's done. No, I don't want that. That's no good. And I go, all right, Mom, I'll take the chicken. She goes, yeah, get that out of here. So anyway, I am making a garlic herb oven rooster, oven roaster, with some stir-fried bok choy. You guys seen me do this before if you follow me on Instagram. But it's a very simple dish. It's some bok choy with salt and pepper to taste, maybe a little bit of soy sauce, some ginger. I have some onions here, and I'm gonna actually add 2 habanero peppers to it, nicely chopped, and give it a nice little toss till it gets nice. And you still want to keep the crispiness to the bok choy, because you don't want it really, really soft. It's gonna take a few minutes to do that, because the leaves will wilt faster. So you want to keep it on low flame, high flame, but low flame. If you have a wok, it's actually better, but on a pan, you want to constantly toss it and get all them flavors infused in there. I also have some leftover garlic mash that I don't want to go to waste because it's so good. I rarely eat leftovers, and there's rarely leftovers in this house. But there was a little bit of garlic mash left, and I'll be eating that with dinner today. But I also want to talk to you guys about, meal prepping and diets and things of that nature. Because, everyone I come across, they know that I'm a personal trainer and nutritionist as well. I don't practice it anymore. I just know the knowledge now. I used to be a personal trainer full-time, and I fell off. Injuries to my body have stopped me from working out as hard as I wanted to, especially with a severe back injury that I got a couple years ago, that left me pretty scared. But anyway, I've gone in my own weight loss journey here and there, and I'm still on that journey. But I wanted to talk to you guys about that as I prep this meal. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to prop this camera up, and then we'll go from there. Let me turn the lights on because it's kind of dark up in here. There you go. Maybe that'll help some. Yeah, that helps a little. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but it's kind of cloudy. So I have this garlic butter already prepped up. I had to put it in the refrigerator for a little bit because I actually nuked it for a little too long. You don't want your butter melted completely. You still want it semi-pliable. But let me show you what that looks like right now. So this is my butter. It's still melted down more than I wanted to. I actually need to keep it in the refrigerator for a little bit longer, but I can work with that, guys. I can work with that. We're gonna coat this chicken with this and then throw it in the oven. Now, I've seen a couple different recipes where you stuff the chicken with celery and carrots and stuff of that nature. That's my little habanero pepper right there, all chopped up and ready to go into this bok choy. But let me prop this up somewhere. I guess I'm gonna go across the room like I always do. Sorry about this, guys. A one-man gang here. So all right, so I'm gonna get this chicken all nice and marinated with this garlic butter. So I'm gonna bring this over so that you guys can see me work. I don't want to get too close to the camera. But again, like I said, the recipe I seen said stuff the inside of the chicken with celery and carrots or any vegetables of choice. And for a while, it was taboo to stuff the inside of chicken because that people were talking about bacteria and salmonella, and you can get sick from this and that. And son, I remember back when I was younger how we used to stuff the crap out of our chicken. So what I'm doing right now, real quick, guys, I'm loosening up the skin around the chicken breast. I don't know if you guys can see this, so I can get some of that seasoning underneath there. I'm gonna do the same thing if I can get my finger around into the drumstick area. So I'm just loosening that skin up, so I can get that seasoning down in there. I'm also going to season the inside cavity of the chicken itself. You know, so got to get your hands dirty. But like I was saying, you know, back in the day, we used to stuff the inside of a chicken with everything. I remember my mom putting all kinds of stovetop stuffing in there and, you know, stuff like that. And it wasn't so much of a scare like it is today. And I got my own theories about that. You know what I mean? It's like, to me, the more we dwell into being bacteria conscious and health conscious and watching what we eat and, you know, hand washing techniques and, you know, all the extras. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're important. I'm not saying be a pig, be nasty. But come on, we used to be little dirt divers as kids, my generation. You know, we used to eat mud pies and, you know, do all kinds of stuff. And we were rarely sick. This new age, this new generation, I guess new times. I mean, granted, yes, super bugs and stuff like that. I get it, guys. We can sit here and argue about that all day long. About, you know, bacteria and how things are more resistant and, you know, with the insulin and the, you know, you know, infection rates and insulins and the antibiotics and this and that. But you got to think of it in certain ways. You know, the more your body becomes accustomed to being in conditions of not saying of lesser hygiene, but the more you're exposed to certain things, the better your body becomes accustomed to fighting certain diseases and bacteria off. You know, I'm not saying that you again, I'm not saying that you got to be dirty, but don't be afraid to let your kids play in the dirt. Don't let your kids afraid to touch a doorknob, or, you know, I see people like, you know, afraid to touch doorknobs, or, you know, people so afraid of bacteria that they, you know, they carry wipies in their hands and they wipe this and they wipe that, you know, and then it turn out to be the same people that dig up their butts and pick their nose and stuff like that. I just don't get it. You got to be conscious about certain things. Certain things you got to be like, oh, okay. You know, like we used to play this 5-second rule. And let me tell you something. I'm going to keep it real. I still do. Something falls on the floor, I'm picking it up, you know, making sure there ain't no hair on it. I'm eating it again. That's just me. You know, call me dirty, call me nasty, call me whatever. 5-second rule still applies to me. My kids look at me and laugh at me. You know, my kids are grown now. My girlfriend, I can tell you a story about one time I had this little tasty cake, the little the peanut butter and chocolate ones. I can't remember what they're called because I don't eat it so much anymore. And she smacked that thing out my hand because I wouldn't share it with her. And that thing rolled down the street. I done chased it. You know, it done rolled under a car. And I was like, look, I'm eating this bad boy. You know, but anyway, that's me. You know what I mean, guys? You know, that's how I was raised, you know, as a kid, you know, and things of that nature. I'm not saying that we were dirty and dusty and stuff like that, but we were allowed to be kids, you know. We were allowed to do certain things, you know. And I did the same thing with my kids. I wasn't a antibacterial. No, oh my God, don't drink raw milk, or don't drink, not raw milk. I never drank milk from a cow, but, oh, don't drink this from here, or don't put your mouth on the spout, or don't drink after such and such, or, man, you look, we gonna eat, all right? You know what I mean? It's like you gonna rinse something off, you know, in that nature. So let me rinse my hands off real, guys, because I want you to see this real quick. But anyway, hold on one second, guys. Alright, so I just want to rinse my hands off because I want you to see this. I'm going to grab my camera. I don't want my camera to be all buttery. But I was talking about, you know, the whole bacteria thing simply because of stuffing the inside of the chicken. So I'm not opposed to stuffing chickens and stuff like that, as long as the temperature. But this is what you want your chicken to look like with the garlic on there. So certain recipes had me put my oven at 350. Excuse me. Others at 435, 440. Things like that. I kind of went in between. I got my oven set at 365. It's uncovered. It's going to go in the oven for about an hour and 10 minutes. And then I'm going to take it out, cover it for another 20 minutes to rest. This is an oven roaster, so that little popper is going to pop out when the chicken's done. So that's going to help me out because, again, I still haven't invested in a meat thermometer, which I will soon. But I'm going to go ahead and pop this in the oven real quick, guys. Give me a second here. All right, so the chicken is in the oven. And now I'm going to go ahead and play with this bok choy. So I'm going to turn my front burner on. Again, I'm going to put this down, guys, so that you can see what I'm doing. But let's talk about what's going on with the rest of the meal. So I wanted to talk to you guys about meal preps and stuff like that. A lot of you guys see me cook, and you see my meals. Some of my meals are not the healthiest choice of meats or anything like that. And again, I tell you, I'm a personal trainer and nutritionist. I'm not a die-hard nutritionist that I count calories or anything like that. So to this bok choy, guys, real quick, as I'm talking to you, a little bit of olive oil in here, about 2 tablespoons. Okay, I'm gonna add some salt and pepper to taste to this. Probably just some pepper, because I'm gonna add some soy sauce to this. So I have some ground pepper here. I'm just gonna go ahead and add that to it. Generous amount of peppers. Pepper. And I'm also gonna go ahead and get this out of the way. And I have some ginger over here. Now, I learned the trick from one of the food networks that I follow, as to not peel. Let me turn this down because it's cracking. To not peel the ginger. I don't peel ginger anymore. I just do the whole ginger. So I got a couple pieces here. And I'm just going to give this a rough little cut here. So I don't peel my ginger anymore, guys. So I just go ahead and cut it up and then slice it into little thin little pieces here, just to get that flavor out. So you hear that popping away in there. I'm turn that down just a little bit more. Get this ginger a nice little fine little cut here. And I'm not adding my peppers quite yet until I cook down that bok choy a little bit more. Let me go ahead and grab my little wooden spoon here. Make this a little tall. So, alright guys, so yeah, definitely, meal preps. A lot of my friends ask me, that know that I do nutrition and personal training, they ask me about diet and stuff like that, because I don't know if you guys are aware, some of you guys are, some of you guys may not. If you follow me on Instagram, if you follow me on Facebook, when I had my Facebook account open about a year ago, I weighed close to 300 pounds. I was 296 pounds. So I was a 64-ounce steak away from being 300. I was 296 pounds, very out of shape. I was old. After my high school years, I've always been a pretty big guy. At my best shape, I was at 255 pounds with about 12% body fat. And that was when I was personal training. That was right before I got married, pretty much. And then I kind of just fell off after that, you know what I mean? But I didn't achieve that, great physique, or I didn't achieve that with such a strict diet, I'm going to say. I'm going to break down diets, and I'm going to break down all these fad diets that are out there and lifestyle changes and things of that nature. There are 1,000 diets you guys can choose from. Hundreds. I'm not gonna say thousands, but hundreds. Everybody modifies a certain aspect of a diet prior to it. You know, Atkins and keto are pretty much on the same page. They just change around the macros a little. The paleo diet is more of a, you know, eat how our ancestors used to eat. You have the what is it? You have the Weight Watchers diet. You got all kinds of diets out there. You know, counting calories, weighing your food, the macronutrients percentage with the 40-40-20, or 40-30, you know, whatever. You know, you change that around as much as you want. You have the body type diet. Come on. Every diet, let me tell you, the secret to every diet is portion control, guys. I can't reiterate that enough. You have the intermittent fasting, you have the fasting for 30 days, you have yo-yo diets. Come on, you have all kinds. I can sit here and break down each one for you guys and sit there and sound professional and be like, oh, well, you know, if I take your body morph and, you know, your percent of fat and this, and we look at your body type and we're going to crush the diet and do this and punch in the numbers and, you know, we're going to look at this. Guys, keeping it real. If I wanted to get serious again with my nutrition and get back to a shredded body and you know, I'm not a competitor. You know, I'm not looking for that no more. You know what I mean? It's like I'm just trying to live my life, enjoy it. I do not restrict myself from foods. Even when I diet, I do not restrict myself from food. Do I make healthier choices of food? Yes. Do I stay away from fried foods? I was never a fried food eater, you know, so I can't say that I went away from it. I was never a big fried food eater. I was never a big cake person, you know, the sweets and stuff like that. So, you know, can I sit here and guide you if you are one of them kind of people? Yes, I can. I can tell you that, you know, those aren't the healthiest choices of food, but do you have to give it up? No, I'm a pizza eater. Am I a pizza eater? Do I still eat pizza on my diet? Yes, I do. Do I still eat cheesesteaks? Yes, I do. You know, but do I eat the whole cheesesteak now? No, I don't. You know, I portion control it now. It's all about portion control, guys. I'm going to keep that real with you. That is not a secret. That is not, I mean, that is probably been, I'm going to add my ginger right now, and I'm also going to add these peppers in here to the bok choy because the bok choy is softening up real good right now, guys. So bear with me for a second. So, dieting. Let's get back to that. Portion control, guys. What do I mean by portion control? You got to sit there and measure out and cut your meats up to the right portions of 4 to 6 ounces of beef or 6 ounces of chicken. And ideally, if you had the time to do that, you know, and you were a number cruncher, you know, with calories and stuff like that, because let's keep it real. To gain weight and lose weight, it's all about adding and subtracting, basic math. So first you need to find out how many calories you need to maintain the weight you're at. And if you want to lose weight per week, you subtract 500 calories from that. It's simple as that. So if you're eating 3,000 calories a day and that maintains your weight, 2,500 calories helps you lose the weight. Simple as that. You subtract to get. If you want to gain, you add. Now, if you're a hard gainer, you got to add more. So, I mean, that's your starting point. That is not the end-all point, but that's your starting point. But without crunching in the numbers, we're talking portion control, and we're talking about consistently eating. Do not starve your body. So, I compare this all the time to a campfire or a fireplace fire. So if any of you guys know how to start a fire in a campground or in a fireplace, you know that you do not start off with a big giant log and throw it in there and try to throw a match and light it up. It's just not going to happen, right? So what do? You start off with small pieces of twig. You start off with the smallest piece of wood. You start off with the stuff that burns fast, and you light that up and you start the little fire. Then you start adding smaller pieces of wood to that to maintain it. Okay, that's your body. That is your metabolism. Your metabolism is your furnace. You start off with small things that burn fast. Even a big piece of paper. You light it up at the end, but it burns quickly. Okay? So you start off with stuff that burns fast in your body. Fibers. Fibers do not break down in your body naturally, but they keep you full. Vegetables. Vegetables burn quickly. It doesn't take down to break down a heavy piece of steak. Take forever to break down in your body. Chicken, fish, things of that nature, they burn faster in your body. And then you use smaller portions so that they can burn faster, okay? Once your fire gets burning and you get a good thing going, you know, you continue, you add bigger pieces of wood and you look at it and see, okay, where's the fire going? It's like, is it dying down or is it maintaining? When that fire starts getting real big and you throw that big block of wood in there, man, that big block of wood is gonna burn very easily. It's gonna calm the fire down some, but the fire is gonna be so strong, it's gonna maintain it. It's gonna devour that. Now you can't keep throwing big blocks of wood in there constantly, but you throw in a big block of wood, then you throw smaller blocks in there, and it burns. That is how you're supposed to eat, guys. So I'm gonna say it again: portion control. Every 3 to 4 hours, you guys need to be consuming something. I'm not saying eat a whole meal. I'm not saying go out and buy, let's say you're going to eat 5 times a day. I'm not going to say go out and buy 5 cheeseburgers and eat 5 cheeseburgers a day. No, that's not the way you do it, okay? I'm not saying eat the same thing every single day at the same time. That's not the way to do it either, because that's the way to get bored, okay? But choose your snacks and your meals. Snacks, meal. Snack, meal. Okay, what is a snack? A snack is an apple with some peanut butter, nut or nuts. A snack is a raisin bar, a protein bar, a protein shake. A snack can be a half of a tuna sandwich. Okay, a snack can be some fruit with some yogurt. Okay, that's your snacks. Your meals: chicken breast with some roasted potatoes, some quinoa, some brown rice, some white rice, some pasta, and vegetables. Okay, so how do you prep your meals? How do you sit there? So this bok choy, real quick, guys. This bok choy is almost done. It is looking really good. The ginger is coming out real good. Now, what I did not add yet is a little bit of soy sauce. So we're gonna be real light with this soy sauce because the sodium content in it. So just a couple little drops there of soy sauce, just to give it the little spicy, the little seasoning of it. Okay, I'm gonna show you what this looks like real quick. When I toss this around real quick. Alright, let me show you what this looks like real quick, guys. So that's what you want your bok choy to look like, okay? You want that nice little glazed look. You still want that crunch to it, okay? So it still maintains its crunchiness to it, but it's still soft. It's not so hard that you're eating raw vegetables, even though you can probably eat that raw. I never ate it raw. You want them the green leaves to wilter some. And that's it, guys. That is it for the bok choy. I'm going to put that off the burner right there. That is done. The chicken's in the oven. It is doing its thing. And I have a little bit, very little, of some garlic mash right there. That's probably 1 serving right there. Probably my girlfriend will eat that. I'll probably be okay with this, the vegetables and the vegetables and the chicken. I'll probably be okay with that unless I want to make some rice or anything like that. So dinner is almost done. I'm going to put a cover on that in a few seconds. I'm letting that rest and I'm going to clean up in a second. But let me sit down and talk to you guys for a second about this meal prepping and stuff like that. I'm going to go ahead and fill up my little gallon jug here with some water. But as I was saying, your portion control, okay? You guys should be eating every 3 to 4 hours, okay, depending on how long you're up. Okay, so let's take me for example. I usually go to work from midnight till 8:30 in the morning, and then I come home and I cook till about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So what's that? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 3. That's 14 hours that I'm up. Give and take. Is it 14 hours? Somewhere around there? 12 hours is what? 12 to 12. It's 12 hours and then another 3 hours after that. So 15 hours, 14 to 15 hours that I'm up per day. Sometimes even 16 hours depending on how I feel. So what do my meals supposed to look like? So when I wake up in the morning, at midnight, you know, I wake up, or actually I wake up around 10:40. By the time I get done getting dressed and heading out the door. So I'm gonna come on over here real quick, guys, and I'm gonna sit down and talk to you guys. So, and unfortunately, you're gonna be looking at some lemon for a while because I'm not gonna flip my camera. I can't flip my camera for some reason. I don't know why, but so my meals consist of, you know, waking up and I'll have some leftover food. So at midnight, at 11:30 when I get to work, I'll go ahead and I'll have my first meal of the day. So it'll be probably like today, it'll be chicken breast with some bok choy, and I'll probably put that on a pita bread to make like a sandwich, like a little sandwich type meal. That'll be my first meal. Okay. My portion control is that my meat is the size of my palm, the palm of my hand, and the thickness. Okay. My carbohydrates will be the size of my fist. Okay, or something equivalent when it comes to bread and stuff like that. You have to look at, you know, caloric wise. That's the only time you really have to look at your calorie wise. You know, how many calories are in that pita bread, or how many calories are in that, you know, that wrap, or that, you know, 2 slices of bread and things of that nature. So you want to restrict it to that serving size wise. And then my bok choy. My bok choy is I eat as much bok choy as I want. You know, 2 handfuls, 3 handfuls, 4 handfuls. You know, the caloric intake, the caloric value of bok choy is insignificant compared to the protein and the carbohydrates, but it's balanced. Okay, so that'll be my first meal. Okay, after that, 3 to 4 hours later, so I say 4 o'clock in the morning, is I'll have a protein shake. So I take my little blender with my protein shake and I put some oatmeal in that. I put some peanut butter in it, and I use water, unless I pack some almond milk. But I'll make a shake or a banana, or if I don't have no peanut butter, I'll put a banana in there. So banana, oatmeal, and my vanilla protein shake. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you which protein shake I make, because it doesn't matter, really, to tell you the truth. It really doesn't matter the brand, but I'm going to give you an idea. So my protein shake, excuse me, guys. Ooh. So my them peppers have got me sneezing. So my protein shake here is 210 calories with 25 grams of protein, 8 grams of fiber, 3 grams of sugar, and the carbohydrate count on it is 19. I consider this more of close to a meal replacement rather than a protein shake. And this basically, what this is to me, is more of a meal replacement. More of a protein powder would have less carbohydrates. And again, the type of protein that this has is, I believe, it's whey protein. So yeah, it looks like it has whey protein. It doesn't have casein. Casein actually lasts a little bit longer in your system. But anyway, it's whatever protein powder it is. Okay, I use regular oatmeal and a banana, blend that up, and that'll be my snack. Even though it's a meal replacement, but because it's only 210 calories, it's very low compared to what my meals should be. So that would be a snack for me. It has 8 grams of fiber, which is great. And I try to boost that fiber content up with adding the oatmeal in there. The banana boosts the calories up, so I use smaller banana, sometimes half of it, Remember, regular size banana is about 110 calories. So 210 plus 110 plus probably another 45 from the oatmeal. So you're up there with calories meal wise. But that would be a snack for me. That would be considered a snack. Then a meal after that for me is, you're talking 8 o'clock in the morning. I get off at 8:30, so I'm pushing 9 o'clock. By the time I get home, I'll have breakfast, which will be about 4 to 5 eggs with some spinach in it. And I might make a pancake with that for my carbs. So that'll be my next meal. Then after that is, again, I'll have another protein shake or protein bar if I have anything like that. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 12-ish, almost 1 o'clock. By the time my girlfriend gets home, which is around 3 or 4, is we're having our next meal. And our next meal is whatever I cook for dinner, and that is it. That is how I do my meals. But one of the most important factors that I factor in with my meals is this right here, guys. Water. 1 gallon every day. Okay, that will keep that weight off. If you haven't done it, it will drastically cause you to lose weight. Why? Because your body is mostly, when you gain a lot of weight, holds on to a lot of water. And if you know anything about cells, hypertonic, hypotonic, and isotonic, your cells constantly try to maintain a balance of water. So if you add a lot of water into your body, your cells expel more water, the water that it was holding on to. So, and I'm not saying that most of this is going to be water weight that you're losing, because some of us is not. I know I'm not holding on to water weight. I'm fat. I'm just simply fat. You know what I mean? I got body fat. But if you increase your amount of water, your body, actually you cool your body off. So think about a fire again. You put water on a fire, it drowns it, you know. But if it's a strong enough fire, you need a lot of water. Okay, think about how firefighters have to fight some fire. Sometimes they're throwing gallons and gallons and gallons and gallons of water onto that fire, and that fire seems to get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. That's because that metabolism is up. So when you add water to your body, you cool your core temperature, okay? And when your temperature drops to a certain degree, your metabolism kicks up. Now, I drink room temperature water. If you drink cold water, some people have the debate or the thought that it's taxing to your kidneys and things of that nature. I'm not so sure about that, but I don't like real cold water. I like room temperature water because I like drinking my water fast. But you drop your core temperature. When you do that, your body kicks into, hey, wait, something's going on. Let me bring the temperature up. That brings your metabolism up. That helps you burn more fat. So that's how water impacts your body. It also gives you clearer skin, improves your mobility in your joints and things of that nature. So water is a huge factor in all diets. Do not underestimate the power of water in your diet. If you can't stand regular water, the taste of regular water, you can add lemon juice to it. That'll also help with digestion and boost your metabolism as well. I like adding ginger to my water. A little bit of honey goes a long way. You can do different things. Add berries. Some people add mint to it. Different vegetables, fruits, apples, strawberries, things of that nature, and in little infusers, things of that. Whatever trick works. But get that gallon of water in. Believe me, you're going to see a big difference. But dieting, the only trick that you need to know in dieting, unless you're trying to be a professional athlete or you're trying to get on stage or you're trying to be at less than 10% body fat, if you're just trying to lose weight or even gain weight, the trick is to constantly eat and meal prep, guys. You can't do anything if you do not prep. Okay, that'll be your downfall. If you're trying to eat on the fly, it's not going to work. You're going to reach for the quickest thing that you can buy, and you're going to order a cheeseburger or something like that. You're going to make lesser choices. But I'm not saying that you can't eat your cheeseburger. I'm just saying that you can't eat that for 5 meals straight. And if you're under a certain amount of weight, if you're 120 pounds or you're a little person, and you're eating a 700 calorie meal in one shot, that's not going to work either. So to some extent, you have to be conscious of how many calories are in your meal. But in others, if you use your hand as your guide, meat's the palm of your hands, carbohydrates your fists, and vegetables 2 palms. Okay, simple as that. Just fill up both hands up, Just fill it up as much as you want with vegetables, and you can't go wrong that way. You will be successful in your diet, and you can eat pretty much whatever you want. So with that chicken I'm making in the oven, what part of that chicken can you eat? You can eat any part of that chicken. You just can't eat 2 drumsticks, a thigh, and 2 wings. Okay, you can't eat a 10-piece chicken wing, 10 bucket chicken. All right, so, but you can do a wing, and you can probably use a drumstick or a chicken breast and a drumstick, and you'll probably be okay with that. All right, guys, I will talk to you in a few. Thank you for joining me. If you like what you hear, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and hit that notification button. And I will be talking to you guys about a whole lot of other things and showing you guys a whole lot of other things as well. All right, guys, as always, stay true to yourselves. Keep it 100 and peace.